In just a few months, the U.S. Postal Service could make a decision that could impact thousands of towns. Because of the economy and changes in technology, you could be getting your mail in a different way. News 8's Nick McCay has more.
Recently, the United States Postal Service announced it will be reviewing 3,200 post offices and retail outlets for possible closure. This coming after a 15% drop in total volume of mail this past year. If volume falls, revenue falls, and the Postal Service has said it needs to become more efficient.
There's a lot of different elements. We understand that there's not going to be one single solution that will solve all of our problems, but we really owe it to our customers to take a good look at all of the operations and see where we can save some money.
Joe Dugan, who drives to pick up his mail every day, feels he is at the mercy of the post office.
Whatever they want to do, I suppose. You know, you aren't really going to have too much of a choice, so whatever they decide, I'm going to have to be for it anyways.
In a recent USA Today Gallup poll, most Americans would rather cut services than seek a bailout or raise stamp prices. That is, until their own post office is at stake for closing.
We don't have anything else here in Moscow, you know. This is the attraction, you know.
In a town like Moscow, Iowa, where there are no streetlights or grocery stores, to some, it's all about convenience.
Thank you very much. I stop here a lot, and then I'd have to drive an extra 5 miles to Wilton, so it wouldn't cut my spending any. I know that.
Over the next 3 months, select post offices will be reviewed out of the total 34,000 across the nation. And in the fall, we could possibly see the single biggest consolidation in Postal Service history. Nick McCay, WQAD, Quad Cities, News 8.
And although small towns are part of the process, it could be the larger ones that lose out. Instead of having several branches in an urban area, the Postal Service could consolidate buildings and reorganize routes.
Here at Modern Woodman Park, kids are excited about the new Harry Potter movie opening later this week. It's summer, and that means day camps for most kids across the U.S.
My turtle swims sideways.
Singing songs.
These are dragon boats that they're making today.
Arts and crafts.
Big bullfrog back there. Oh, and there's a green frog over there.
And catching frogs and tadpoles.
Yep, leopard frogs.
This is no regular day camp. This is Frogwarts, where ordinary kids become wizards, and they even change their name to wizarding names all week long.
I am Deltor, which is based off of my real name. I only changed one letter.
The week-long overnight wizarding camp is based off the best-selling Harry Potter books. And kids are broken up into houses, just like the book. But you won't find Gryffindor or Slytherin.
This is Selkie Clan, and over there is Morningstar, and then somewhere down there is Dragonling.
Every year, all the wizards have a challenge. This year is to find a magical creature that took an egg from the camp, and it seems from the sightings to be very different.
It had green and yellow hair. It was sort of laying over, and it was wearing a pink and black dress.
While you can tell all the kids are Harry Potter fans and are having a lot of fun, Professor Bumblebone says that the camp is much more than that.
We emphasize the fact that everybody really is a wizard, that we all have magic deep within ourselves, and some of us lose touch with that magic as we get older and the world gets tougher and we get so involved in the Muggle world. But really, the trick is to find the magic within yourself and keep it.
Kids are glad to get out of the Muggle world and come to this camp and be a wizard for a week.
Your imagination can kind of go anywhere, like you don't have any limits.
Nick McCay, WQAD, Quad Cities, News 8. The smell of barbecue and food vendors, the sound of spokes on a bicycle, and the congratulations from a friend. These were all present at the final leg of this year's RAGBRAI. Over 30,000 cyclists made their way across Iowa this past week in the 37th annual bike ride, and Burlington was happy to be a stop on this year's trip.
Oh, it's an awesome experience. As you can tell, we've got tons of people here, so many people in town. They're seeing our community from all over the world. It's just a great experience for all of us and for them.
Riders from all 50 states and even 17 countries trek across Iowa to put their front bike tire here in the Mississippi River in Burlington. But what do they all have in common?
It's just a feeling of accomplishment.
It's a sense of accomplishment.
It's a real sense of accomplishment.
For one cyclist, that accomplishment of finishing the long 472-mile trip meant a quick dip in the fountain. So many different kinds of bikes and apparel that were used by the riders was evident everyone was just having a good time. But for two guys from San Francisco, every day was a chance for them to be funny.
We were classic combinations, so different costumes every day, tortoise and hare, beer and sausage, Batman and Robin.
Even people who didn't ride and were just there for support showed they were even having a good time.
It's wonderful to have them out there, the exercise, their enthusiasm, it wears off on us who support them.
All the riders will just have to wait till next year to do it all again. Nick McCay, WQAD, Quad Cities News 8. While the appointment of Sotomayor to the Supreme Court made national news, some people in the Quad Cities Hispanic community didn't realize its impact. Once they learned of today's historic moment, they say this can help their race earn respect in America's very diverse culture.
It should be a proud moment for everyone. I think it's a great thing.
I'm just happy about it, and I hope you do well.
Not only is it meaningful for the Hispanic community now, but some consider it's the first step for future generations.
Latinos are getting very far. As long as you follow that dream, you can get, somewhere. Look, we got Sotomayor, So it's kind of inspiring.
Judge Sotomayor's story carries with many here in the Quad Cities and nationwide as a chance to rise above early struggles and to move forward.
And I think, yeah, it's a big step, and I think it'll be good. Depends on how people are going to feel about her.
The Senate Judiciary Committee raised tough questions about her views, but some say they believe that she is for equality.
A lot of people think she is a racist, but she ain't. She just want to make sure everything go the same rights for anyone, not just some people.
One of the mottos of the United States highest court is equal justice under law. Nick McCay, WQAD, Quad Cities, News 8.
That I will administer justice without respect to persons.
Can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
300 dozen eggs, thousands of pounds of sausage, and hundreds of boxes of pancake batter were all gone after a morning of chowing down in support of muscular dystrophy. The Comanche Fire Department held its 30th annual pancake breakfast today, where all the proceeds go directly to MDA.
Firefighters and MDA are just such a perfect match, and they've worked together for so long and raised such a huge amount of money, and it's just a great cause, and firefighters really come out in force for MDA.
The fire chief says that between the pancake breakfast and two other events throughout the year, they will raise around $15,000 for MDA.
Well, you getting enough to eat down here?
Yeah. And people in the community are happy to give to a good cause and get a great meal while doing it.
Well, I think it's very important that people contribute back to people who are less fortunate, and I think it's something the firefighters have been doing for years, and I think it's a great cause.
I think it's a wonderful cause. My dad is a retired fireman, and he still helps, and people need to come out and support the MDA. It's a good cause, and it's a good place to eat.
Not only are thousands of people coming out to support MDA and the Comanche Fire Department, but also hundreds of people are giving up their time for a good cause. Two brothers have been working this event for a combined 60 years. So why do they do it?
To help the cause, the fundraising for the muscular dystrophy from Comanche, and seeing the people show up, and that is just something we like doing.
Well, once you become a volunteer fireman, that's what it's all about, is helping people, whether it be in a fire truck, in the back of an ambulance, or cooking pancakes and helping out with muscular dystrophy. So it's just all about helping people.
After a long day of making food and serving thousands of people, there is only one remaining question. Is it all worth it?
Very much, but you know what? It's worth it every last second.
Nick McCay, WQAD, Quad Cities, News 8.
Okay.
It's a bit surreal. Very surreal. Weren't expecting it at all, so didn't sleep a wink last night.
Others arrived.